Hi everyone and welcome again. So today is a super Reds day and I've already put it in my drink. And I've been mixing it and blending it and drinking it already. And then also Avon has today is the launch of their new campaign, campaign number 15. And so there's a lot of great deals on there. I said yesterday that they had different things that I didn't even know that they had, like fabric softener and cleanser and different things like that. So I tried their sample of hand wash and I actually really liked it and ordered some of it, so that's pretty cool. Looking forward to when that comes, so definitely go do that. I am giving free shipping, so that's pretty cool if you're interested in ordering from Avon. Number two, as soon as I got off the video yesterday, my patterns package arrived. So I loved it. Now, I used the styling cream today, and the styling cream is super thick. I mean, really thick. Okay. Problem with this is that it is so thick on my hair that it really weighed my hair down, completely weighed it down, and so it doesn't have as much of a bounce as the leave-in conditioner. So I'm really kind of annoyed because I thought that the leave-in conditioner should have been, I actually kind of like the leave-in conditioner a little bit better because if I'm wearing my hair down. The styling cream is just too thick. And I think the styling cream, when I used it on my daughter's hair, and it really was good for her updo. And if I was doing an updo, I would use the styling cream. The only thing and it also made my hair really hard. The only thing that made my hair softer was this hydrating mist. And so the hydrating mist is really kind of cool. And I was able to kind of use it. And it makes my hair a lot softer. Stop it. And patience for having 2 kids and a dog and a husband who doesn't give you space is happening. So I'm which is kind of why I like to film in the middle of the night or early in the morning, so that when they're like away. Anyway, I did the styling hole gel on my daughter, not me, because I didn't have my hair down, and it's pretty cool. It doesn't make your hair hard. It makes it soft, but it still holds it down, which I think is kind of cool. I did use the gel, the edge control, and I thought that was pretty cool. It does do pretty well for the edge control, and it doesn't have too many hairs like flying around, so I think that that's pretty cool. I liked it a lot. So and it didn't leave my hair hard. Now, the hot oil. Okay, so it comes in this box and it only comes with 2, so that's the thing that kind of sucks. But the coolest thing is, like I told you before, that the VO5, it has to be dipped in hot water. You're supposed to technically boil the water and then put it in for a little bit, and then it becomes soft. FYI, it can burn your fingers because of the hot water, so you have to be careful of how much water you put in there to boil. So the coolest thing is that this doesn't require it. You pull back. At first I just pulled back this white thing and was like, how does this work? So that's not it. You pull back this yellow thing, and I'm not going to pull it back because I used this on my hair last night. You pull back the yellow thing and then you put it all over your scalp or whatever. And so I thought it was pretty cool. I really, and I pulled it back, and you don't do it immediately because you'll feel like it warms up a little bit. And then what I really was surprised at is that I left it for like 3 minutes, and then I was like, oh, okay, let's see if it comes back. So I left it, washed my face, did some other things, came back, and it was super hot, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So then I put it on my hair, Was really stunned. And it was cool. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It works pretty cool, just like a VO5 treatment, better than a VO5 treatment. And what it's supposed to do is just make your hair soft and moisturize your scalp. So I thought it was pretty cool. I highly recommend it. But again, it's only 2 packages, so that kind of sucks. Okay, so I'm reading, I told you yesterday, I'm reading the John Bolton book. Well, I'm listening to it on Audible. I have some Audible coupons, so I wasted my Audible coupon on him, my Audible credits. So, I think it's important to put in context John Bolton. John Bolton is conservative of the conservative. John Bolton believes in things that even moderate Republicans probably do not believe. And if it was up to John Bolton, we would definitely probably be in another skirmish, especially with Iran. I mean, the guy is, yes, he's worked for other presidents, but he usually favored the Dick Cheney versus the George Bush wing. One of the problems I have with his book, yesterday I said that he's the secretary, he wanted to be Secretary of State, didn't realize he was trying to work for the campaign, so I thought that was kind of funny. What I think is interesting is that he has been advising the president since he became the nominee. So I think that that's kind of a spin that we did not realize. And I thought, because he tries to make himself this outsider who is this epitome of the Republican Party and kind of coming in to kind of help. And that's not where it is. And what's so bizarre is that he was closer friends with Brennan and Kushner. And so I think that that's kind of an interesting thing. He felt he was, so I think that this is why it makes him to be more damning for him to be coming out and speaking so ill of Donald Trump, because he was so much more in the Donald Trump camp than we actually thought he was. Okay, fine. I'm in chapter 3 at the moment, and one of the things that stood out to me in chapter 2 is actually something very, very small. It is when they were sitting around thinking about putting the White House together. When they were sitting around talking about a national security issue and what they plan on doing in Syria. You had Nikki Haley have a sit down, and she said, can we please not do a military reaction that puts troops in the field only because my husband is in the National Guard. So we make military decisions based on family members being in the military? Is that what we're doing? I mean, it is so bizarre that is the situation that we're in. And it also leads you to say, we really should pause and consider the importance of electing people that have people in the military, that have family members in the military. Maybe they will pause a bit and make more pragmatic decisions if it affected their family members. Instead, right now, the military is largely filled up of lower and middle and low middle class, not all, but the majority of the people in the field are low and middle to low income, middle class people, and predominantly of color. maybe if that was not the case and more people of different classes and more people, including whites, were much more in higher proportion in the military than in ground levels, then maybe the decisions that have been made would be a little bit and would be a much better and more considerate to the people in the field. I think that's the biggest takeaway. I was just kind of just stunned that Nikki Haley was actually sitting here like, yeah, let's not do this because it might affect my husband. Okay. Not the millions of people that maybe military action could have saved. Not saying we should go to deal with military action. I'm not even going to say that, but I'm saying that if we're going to make decisions, should we be putting our personal selves first? That's not. I mean, when I think about serving the country, I don't think that we're supposed to put our individual selves before country. But who am I? Anyway, I'm still reading it, and at the moment, let me also say this: I have zero sympathy for John Bolton. If this show, if he's trying to make a case as to why he was the most better skilled person, you didn't sell me. None of you sold me. Okay, number 2. My final thing. So last night there was a show called I watched a show called on Vladtv, and it was an interview with Sinbad. It's like a 2-hour plus interview. I didn't think I was going to watch it all in one night, but I did in one sitting, and I'm so glad I did. Sinbad is one of my favorite comedians. One, because like he never curses, and I've seen him a couple of times in LA because I live in Los Angeles area, and I've seen him a couple of times. One in Anaheim, which is kind of cool because you could have dinner and listen to him, so that was pretty cool. And then I also saw him in LA Live, and that was pretty cool. I'm going to say the thing about him is that he is hilarious. He deals with hecklers really well. I've seen him deal with hecklers a couple times, and he is just a true professional. I really, really enjoy him. I've watched all his movies. I've seen all his TV shows. Even if the TV shows weren't all that good, some of them weren't, but I've watched them all. And I like the Sinbad show. And I actually loved A Different World. That's one of my favorite shows. And I didn't like his latest TV show. And he said that he struggled with trying to even come back to TV. So I thought that after the Sinbad show. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. This is the thing that stuck with me. It was actually in the beginning, and it was a thread throughout. The first thing that he said was about...
talking about shorts.
Okay. So the one thing that he said in the beginning was he attended University of Colorado, or University of Denver in Colorado. And he attended it, and he said that the level of racism by the time he got to his senior year, he was just like, I'm done. He threw up his books. He didn't even graduate. Like, he almost got to the end. He got to the end and then said, forget it, I'm going home. And I thought that I related. And I'm going to tell you, like, I've dealt with so many problems, so many times in higher ed, like so many different racist incidents. And it gets you to the point, I think undergrad to me is one of the worst. Like grad school, I think you can kind of deal, except when you go to your dissertation. If you're getting a PhD, I think that's a difficult one to deal with because they really do shape and change your whole career. Like it can make your whole getting a doctorate not even matter. Because It really can. But as an undergrad, it really can get you to the point where you can quit. It's just exhausting dealing with having to consistently fight. And my undergrad experience still affects me. And I was just kind of, and it still affects me. It still hurts. I've taken my kids back. I've even taken a class of students to Pepperdine, and they insulted me in front of my students. It was so hurtful, so hurtful. And it's just hard to deal with. And they did it in front of my 2-year-old daughter, and it's like I feel as if I'll never be a part of the Pepperdine family. Even it's like I bought into it, even though I really wasn't a part of it as an undergrad. That I was like, well, maybe still as an alumni, it matters. And there are sometimes it has benefited me. I get that, but it benefited me. It benefits me sometimes outside of the Pepperdine family, and so it's just a strange thing I have to deal with. And so when he said that, I was like, I get it. And then he keeps the common theme that he keeps saying is that you have to push through. He was like, failure, essentially his idea is failure is not an option. You just have to keep pushing and hurting and pushing and fighting and saying, look, even when people say it's not going to happen because you're black, because this has never happened for black people, this is never going to happen for black people, you need to continue to persist and continue to do. And I am taking that because I have been definitely getting to a point where I'm considering all other options, and maybe being a professor is not it. And I'm really heavily considering that because there's just only so much you can take. And so it's definitely something I needed to hear, and highly encourage people to watch the Vlad full interview on Sinbad. It's an important interview, and it was definitely uplifting. And even when he said that there were a few people who only fought for him, one of them being Bill Cosby, I mean, I think it's important too to tell your truth. And his truth is that Bill Cosby did help him. And there's a lot of people that Bill Cosby did help. And I think that throwing all of the things that Bill Cosby has done and has helped and has influenced away because of some of the things that he has been found guilty of, I think is really disheartening, because he did help people and he did change the lives of many people. And I think that's, and he laid the groundwork for a lot of comedians and a lot of entertainers in general. He even laid the groundwork for one of the first black people to even compete in NASCAR, who is still alive to this day. You know, he's young. So this is not, so he's done quite a bit with his life because of the platform he did have. So I definitely encourage you to watch it. And, you know, Sinbad is a legend. And I think that Sinbad sometimes does not get the props that he definitely deserves and needs. Okay, my kids are going crazy. They're driving me crazy, and it is so hard for me to focus. So tomorrow I'm going to work on trying to be a little in a place where they're quiet and gone. So thank you for your patience with me. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.